So we're working on a Dodge Ram 3500 with a Cummins 6.7 and it's got an actuator code. We're going to install our new actuator. An issue that everybody will run into is trying to get this bolt out because it's stuck between the suspension shock absorber housing. You don't have a lot of space to work, and so what we recommend you do is get one of these little bits. This is what we found is most effective, and if you can get it into this bolt, it's obviously a lot easier when we're out of the truck, but when you're in there, if you can get that in as good as you can, then you can get a 1/4 inch wrench onto it, and it gives you a little bit more leverage to get that to start loosening and coming out. And then the same process when you're putting it in the bolts it's not going to come out, it's only going to loosen, and you got to lift it out with the actuator. The same on the way in. I think to remember that the new kits come with 2 different lengths of short bolt. So now if you would choose to reuse your old bolts, that's fine, but just take note of the 2 different lengths, because the hole on this side, on your left side looking in at it, is a bottomed out hole, and this one is a straight through. So that's the order that those bolts would go in when installing. You want to check that the sector shaft on your turbo is free. So it has to be easy to move by hand. So you want to make sure that you can move that, and the install position is towards the exhaust. It's on the hot side, and you can actually look down through and you'll see there's a dowel, locating dowel, to make sure you're in the right location. You want to clean this whole surface. Make sure this is nice and clean, because you don't want any coolant leaks, you don't want any rust, you don't want any debris, and your O-rings are going to seal on this face. We'll apply a little bit of grease to our teeth and a little bit of grease on our gear. That'll keep it a bit quieter, and that allows us now, we're going to have these bolts in place, and we can set this in to where it needs to go and pop it straight on, and then that will allow us to put our top 2 bolts in here and here. Then once we're in position and bolted up, we just plug it in and we're good to go.